but the evolution of that is past just classes. And, the next kind of page really talks about how we think about evolving this, right? In order to really scale from 5 to 500 technicians, part of what you need to do with training is start to aggregate the data and the knowledge of the individuals that you have on your team. And the way I think about it is our technicians, our 20-year vets, most of them have a little notepad in their pocket, right? And you open it and all their little secret notes are in there. And that's how they can fix anything, right? But how do you get that notepad from here to somewhere that over time you build this really good knowledge base for a business? And really the objective there is to build this consistent customer experience. You give this access to all technicians of this knowledge that exists, and you shorten the training learning curve, right? So in essence, what you're trying to do is take that 2-year technician and that 20-year technician over time and bridge the knowledge gap. The 20-year technician experiences his knowledge. The 2-year technician, you're going to give that technology as a feed, and it brings them up to that 20-year technician's worth of knowledge. Now, is it perfect? No, I'm overcalling a little bit. To all my 20-year technicians listening to this, you guys are great out there. Not a knock there. It's more just the passion about how do we make them more confident. And to my 20-year techs, I would say give them the skills so that the callbacks don't happen, so you have to go back, right? So
yeah,
this idea of a knowledge base, and for us at SmartCare, it's become this. We launched an LMS tool in 2020, and
so it's a learning management system.
It's a learning management system. Thank you, Scott. And really what we're doing with that is we're starting to aggregate our data into it. And data might be our Cephesa testing results, our baseline assessments of our technicians, our OEM training, video training we're doing internally. Later this year, we're going to be incorporating our Help Lightning sessions, which is merged reality remote assistance, and taking all of that information and adding meta tags to it, eventually building something towards the end of this year, beginning of next year, that we're going to be able to turn over to our technicians and say, hey, we're going to give you this application that now you can have access to all this data about yourself, but also about what you can use to get some of the training done. So the two components of that, I talked a little bit about Help Lightning, the remote assistance. We launched that last year. We use it thousands of times. It's remote. It allows our trainers and our parts personnel to literally use an iPhone with a technician or an iPad and traverse mileage and see what the technician's seeing in terms of equipment and help them with the diagnosis and recommendations around resolution of that equipment, right? And then the second piece of that is like AI or artificial intelligence, and really where that comes into play is we're building an integrating tool later this year where we're going to take all of our work order data, all the notes, all the models and serial numbers and problems and resolution codes, and feed them into a database that helps create a tool that our technicians and eventually our customers will be able to do a little bit of self-help with, right? So I'm on a combi for the first time. I can walk through some of the basic diagnosis skills to help me get to a confidence level where, again, I'm the 2-year technician. Now I can bridge myself with the guy who understands this just by walking in, right? So, and again, that delivers consistent experience, and we can scale then, right? Because then you're not looking for a 20-year technician every time. You're looking for the right technician to fit your culture and to help you scale up from, from 5 to 500. So technology, very big play for us, right? And the I think there is it's really needed going forward to scale the businesses up.
Yeah, I think
then, go ahead.
As part of another session, we could definitely go into what the industry's using currently in terms of technology and what is sitting on the cusp right now. And I think if we look to SmartCare, you guys are definitely starting to implement this faster than a lot of people out there. And I think for the audience that's sitting in the middle here and are still saying, hey, we want to be 500, but we're only 50, we're only 100. I think what I'm hearing from you, Gyner, is start now, invest that money now. It is not going to be perfect. It's not going to work, but I can see some real payoffs in the short term, but it takes that investment now.
Yeah, if you know what, fail fast, learn early.
Mm,
And you don't have to solve the all your problems in one day. Take a small use case. In our AI tool, we're focused on two pieces of equipment to start: combi ovens and ice machines, which typically are the most complex in terms of what we work on. And starting from there,
mm,
understand how it's going to work with a couple pieces of equipment and move on from that, as opposed to trying to, you know, solve every model and every OEM on day one. It's just not going to happen. And you're going to
mm,
cripple yourself by your own weight. Start small, gain your wins, gain a good level of understanding. And if you fail in a couple of areas, don't use that as a reason to stop. Use that as a reason to say, okay, maybe the way I was thinking about this originally isn't the right way, and it's telling me something about how I need to pivot and change.